All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Quiptic Crosswords set this week by Anto. Let's see what Anto has for us. Grow quickly, providing benefit everyone participates in. I'm thinking everyone is going to be all, and we're going to put that inside a word for benefit or providing benefit, and it's going to mean grow quickly. Well, I thought of if something grows quickly, it balloons and or balloon. A boon is a benefit. All right, so that's a nice starter again. A criminal has sack full of diamonds, for example. Well, criminal can sometimes indicate an anagram, but we don't have any B's. I'm wondering if that's the definition. Bad guy? Sack full of diamonds. Oh, isn't there a bag man? But I don't get, other than a bag being a sack full of diamonds, for example. Ooh, I wonder if the diamonds come from um, cards, or maybe just the letter D. Bad man, bad guy, sack. Yeah, I'm going to need more letters for that one. Pressurize, poor, overworking. Well, I'm thinking the two-letter word is going to be on, which means working. Machine is on, it's working. Lean on, and I think poor in the sense of poor times, lean times, or poor land is lean or something. I'm not 100% sure. I'll leave it for now. Unhappy when husband leaves having no underwear. So I think an H for husband is going to leave having no underwear out of, there is the British expression out of sorts, and so you're out of shorts. That's clever. All right, pulling up some off-grid anarchist. It's a low point. Well, I think having the N in a five-letter word for a low point, nadir, comes to mind. And so it's a hidden clue with a reversal. So starting with the N in anarchist and working backwards, we have nadir. All right. Gives up and prepares to travel home. I want it to be something like pack it in, because prepares to, oh yeah, prepares to travel, I think, is packs. Oh, and if you're home, you're in. Does packs in mean gives up? I always thought you had to pack it in to give up. Can it be an intransitive phrase, if that's the right verbiage to use? Anyway, let's move on. An early version of old copper vessel. Ooh. Could be an early version, like a prototype or something like that. Old is usually O. Copper can be CU. Vessel. Yeah, having that A, maybe lean on isn't right because the that A is messing up my old copper idea. Yeah, No, I'm going to move on. Entertainers turn on match. Oh, is it going to be a match or is it going to be entertainers? No. How about congratulations for being so healthy? Well, good for you would be congratulations. Oh, and I suppose if something is healthy, we say it's good for you. Yeah, I see that now. All right, let's go back to the Downs. Decaying muon lit up some dangerous stuff. I'm thinking it's going to be dangerous stuff, and I'm thinking of plutonium. So I think it might be an anagram of muon lit up. That's 9 letters. Yeah, that looks right. Ocean life regularly features this young animal. All right, if we take every second letter from ocean life, we get a calf. A skinny kid putting together some barbecue food. Oh, I want it to be a something rib. Oh yeah, spare rib. So if someone is skinny, you might describe them as spare. And if you kid somebody, make fun of them, you rib them. All right, it's an important component of gunboats. I wonder if this is going to be a lift and separate. So maybe it means it's important and a component of a gun beginning with N. I can't think of something. And then boats. No, not seeing that. I do want to go back. I just glanced up at 10 across. Entertainers could be a double act, but entertainers turn on match. Oh, I think a turn is an act. And match. Oh, yeah, if you match something, maybe you double it. Or no, somebody's match is their double. That's the sense, yeah. All right, so it's important. Oh, nota bene, could it be? Component of gunboats. I don't quite get that, but let me put it in and see if it makes more sense. No, it doesn't. But I think this English auntie dismisses conservative retreat. So English, I think, is E. In Britain, the BBC is sometimes called anti. But if you remove the C, you just get BB. And if the C retreats, for example, it ebbs. And I just paused there to sip my water and looked up. I'm thinking this is a bad egg. Now, I don't know if a bad egg is necessarily a criminal, but I suppose it's close enough. A sack is a bag, and it's full of diamonds, D, and for example is EG. So now our early version of old copper vessel. Oh, an early version, of course, could be a draft. But where's the old copper? Old copper, of course, could be an old policeman. Oh, no, it's an old penny is a D. Yes, fortunately, I still remember the pre-decimal times. And then a vessel could be a raft. All right, we're doing well on the top half. Against, constant, reversal, in position, it delays, waste elimination. I think it might mean waste elimination. I'm thinking against might be con. The argument against something would be a con. Constant could be E or I think. Reversal in position. And then I think there's going to have to be something for it delays. Oh no, maybe that's the, yes, that is the definition. Oh, very clever. So constipation would delay your waste elimination. But then what's the against, con, constant, reversal in position? Yeah, I'm not getting that part. Yeah, no, I don't see it. I'm trying to remember if 15 squared covers the quiptic. If so, I'll take a look there at the end. All right, how about encouraging core faction to hold on to weapon? I think this is probably going to mean encouraging because I think we're going to have core faction, a phrase or word for that, surrounding a weapon. Now, a weapon could be an arm. I'm just trying to use that M there. Encouraging. Yeah, is it going to be an ing word? I think it must be. Let's go back to the downs. Society is not safe from this religious gatekeeper. Oh, I'm thinking it's going to be St. Peter is the obvious religious gatekeeper. Ah, yes, so society is S, as in any society you know of when it's abbreviated with the S for society, is not, ain't, and we do see this quite regularly. A safe, one word for a safe where you store things is a Peter. So it could be ment, but I think it's going to be ing. But then the core faction, I think, would end in ing. All right, how about shocking for a bird when taking temperature? Well, temperature is usually T, and so I think we're going to have to think of an 8-letter bird, put a T in the middle to get a word for shocking. And I think the bird is a starling, and with the T it becomes startling. I do like the plumage on starlings. That iridescence is very attractive. All right, cabin on health resort sounds daring. Health resort could be a spa. What else could it be? I think daring is going to be... Yeah, I'm not sure about this sounds part. Is that indicating a homophone? Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, I am wondering if I looked again at this and I saw the word heartwarming would fit. Again, I'm not sure about that definition of encouraging to mean heartwarming, but I think the core is a heart, a faction is a wing, and it does indeed go around an arm. All right. All right, how about express disapproval when adult has left chore? So I think adult must be permissible to abbreviate as A. A chore would be a task. And if you remove the A, you have tisk, which expresses disapproval. What does that do now for our cabin? It sounds daring. CH, SH, PH. Daring. And what's a cabin? A chalet? Yeah, don't see it. Ooh, how about runs around animal shelter? Magic. Run can be R from cricket. I'm wondering if we might have two R's at the beginning and the end. Around, and maybe it goes around an animal. And then a word for shelter. And it's going to mean magic. Yeah, I'm trying to... I can't really think of any good words. Well, rank. But I don't like that for magic. Oh, dark arts. Ah, yes. The professor of the dark arts. Was that in Harry Potter? And so darts is runs. So forget what I said about R. Darts, and that goes around. Oh, an ark is an animal shelter. That's clever. Weak charge, almost drained. No. Setter follows one out to get gold or silver, perhaps. The setter could be I or me. Follows one out. Oh, maybe one out to get gold, who might be an athlete or a racer, or and then maybe silver perhaps is the definition. No. Character immersed in some game. We got a nice hidden clue. So hidden within some game we have omega, however you like to say it. Opening of false accounts conceals troubling truth. All right, well, I just did the everyman crossword. He loves this type of clue. We take the opening letters of false accounts concealing troubling, and we get a fact, which could be the truth. Ooh, I like this. Now, if this is right, I think it must be T something G. Ah, yes. Add label to minced food. It's a pound sign. Well, a pound sign is sometimes called a hashtag. And I presume if you mince up food, like a potato hash browns or corned beef hash, and then add a tag or a label to it. All right. Let me go back. I skipped over ape, mother's, complicated mood. Is there some type of ape? Yeah, or is it mood? Yeah, maybe it's an anagram of ape mothers. We have all of those letters, T-O-P. Yes, and so it's atmosphere is one word for mood. Arranging vague trip to find cure for 14. All right, well, 14 was constipation. So I think we're going to anagram vague trip. Oh, a purgative or purgative? How do you pronounce it? It's a word I've only read. I thought it was more would operate on the other end, but maybe it does cure constipation too. Ooh, so now we have this very interesting P something H ending. And it's going to be a cabin. Maybe it's a non-English word that has entered the language. Ah, it is, yes, for daring. Now, there's probably multiple spellings, but I think it's chutzpah. And so a cabin is a hut. On health, resort, sounds. Yeah, I'm not getting the rest of it. I'm going to pause and think about it. Well, I still can't make head nor tail of it. The only thing I'm wondering if resort might be a fiendish way to indicate an anagram, resort. And so maybe it's not chutzpah and we have to anagram health, but I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and use the check this button. It is correct. Yeah, I wasn't even sure of the spelling, but I think that must be it. I'm just wondering if pa is maybe some sound you make, but yeah, I don't get that at all. All right, how about return information found in a small piece of bone? I'm wondering if it could be a bone, and I immediately think of the tibia. Yes, which is a bit reversed with I for information found in a small piece, a bit. That all gets returned and we get our bone. Ooh, so now our weak charge now has this B in it. Weak, oh, feeble. Ah, yes, a charge is a fee. And if something is drained, it is bled. I remember having to bleed the radiators at home in Ireland, draining them, or getting rid of the air anyway. Setter, oh yeah, this was the... Oh, I'm wondering if it could be gold or silver, perhaps. And it's medals, so very timely with the Olympics going on. And so me is the setter, follows one out to get. Yeah, the setter, the me doesn't follow, so maybe it's not that. One out to get. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and check that one. Oh, metals, not... so it's me, tails, but one is out of tails to get gold or silver. Ah, darn it. So close. Speaking of close, close to having 22 missing, and 22 is atmosphere. Oh, if you don't have atmosphere, you're airless. Oh, I think close is as in on a day where it's hot and humid, you might say it's close because it feels airless. Obviously, there isn't literally no air, but... All right, let me check all. Everything else stayed in. Let me just see if 15 Squared has this. Yes, indeed, there is a blog on the Quiptic site. Or sorry, on the 15 Squared site. It's by Pierre. He gives some good back history of Anto and the Quiptic. not well received, maybe not suitable for that. He then moved on to the Daily, but he does think this was a good one. Probably at the top end of the scale of trickiness. So what was the one? Oh, chutzpah was definitely one I didn't follow. Oh, I can't make this work. So, oh, spa, yes, chutz spa. Ah, yes, so I think if it's a cabin on the health resort sounds, yeah. So he's saying, I can't see where the initial C comes from. Well, I think the C is not pronounced when you say chutzpah, but I think maybe a lot of British people would say chutzpah. Let's see what we have in the... Yeah, so he also, Pierre, went back and forth between metals and metals, so glad to see that. And Cheryl does say 16 down does sound like chutzpah. Oh, and then someone pointing out, yeah, shorts is an Americanism. All right, spare can mean skinny. I think younger people may not know that, or maybe just non-British people. Double act, double is a match. Yeah, all right. Oh yes, so here's Pierre is admitting that he's always pronouncing chutzpah with initial CH. I will crawl back under my stone now for the rest of the day. No need to do that. All right, well, I did enjoy it. So thank you all for watching and have a wonderful week ahead.